Alrighty, welcome to this next game. Playing the yellow Zerg, Claudine playing the green Protoss pTm. Okay, so I'm back. I am double back. So back from the I am back from the break I mentioned in previous games, and I am also back with a new microphone. So I was in the first video I was mentioning in the description that I will be using a new microphone. I will be buying a new one this weekend, which I did, and now it's here, it's in front of me, and it's really cool. I was not really satisfied with the previous one, which I had for a longer time, and I I had to spend some money to find out what the problem is, or what the problem was with the previous one. I wasn't really satisfied with the quality, so I I went to the shops and bought like I bought two headsets. So I was trying two headsets because these headsets with the leather how to say this inner part is really comfortable for your ears, and also the microphone on these ones are also good. But anyway, I bought two of them and they didn't work. So like one of them, so the sound was very strange with one of them, and the same, and the other one just didn't work. So it just didn't capture sound. So the speakers went well. The speakers were working fine, and I was able to hear everything in the headset. So every sound coming from that was nice, but the microphone didn't record. So I don't know. Maybe I will take it back to the shop, but it didn't cost that much. So I bought two, and I wasn't really satisfied with them. And then I realized that so there was always a sizzling in the background. So I think if you check the previous like 2 or 3 games I uploaded, you will hear a sizzling sound. Not that annoying, but I just wanted a clear sound here. So and yeah, based on the headsets that had this jack cable, I realized that the cause of the sizzling might be the cable itself, the jack output on my PC. So I realized that there might be the problem with this jack output or input. I don't know, but I'm not that expert in this field. So I bought a microphone that has a USB cable or USB source, and I made a quick test. It seems to be relatively good, so I hope that it works with StarCraft as well. So I think this mic will do as regards quality goes. So that's it. Oh my god, long talk. Just tell me to shut up and focus on the game, which is a PVZ. And nothing crazy going on. Claudine just made a choke, so he's alright, but pTm can just, in theory, he can in theory bypass these Sunkens, but Claudine is doing a nice job blocking the way for the zealots. He's using Zerglings and drones just to make sure no zealots enter his base. Two robots are made now. So instead of massing up, pTm decides on to go for drops, but Ellie's just preparing this Hydralisk dance, so he's prepared for this, and it's okay with him. The situation is fine. He has defense at his choke, and also he's just preparing a Hydra dance, so now he will be able to make Hydralisks, and then he will be prepared for the drops as well. Well, he has to micro well and be prepared for the drop to be able to catch the shuttles. But still, yeah, Hydras is a must in this case. Yep, so now the Hydras are ready, and Claudine is using every mineral to build Hydras, so right now he doesn't have to deal with more hatcheries or tech. He just needs Hydras to be able to protect from the drops. These cannons basically are just against lurkers, so of course pTm doesn't want to defend against mass Hydras, but just to be safe for lurkers, he doesn't want lurkers to sneak inside his base. 2 extra nexus, so besides drop he's also focusing on economy and adding some more gas. While Claudine is just building up the choke and getting ready as far as defense goes. Also 2 evolution chambers for upgrades. No upgrades yet on the Hydras, of course. Same for pTm, who has not upgraded yet and is not doing that. Okay, so the drop is not prepared. This goon doesn't see. Okay, that overlord is in the perfect spot. So, oops. So pTm wanted to make sure that there are no overlords, and this was using this dragoon to scout, but the goon didn't see the overlord, so this drop will be not spotted. Let's see if Claudine manages to react in time. The shuttle is just coming inside, the drones are dodged, and let's see if the Scrap manages to connect. Oh my god, okay. So he didn't manage to shoot the drones, and they are safely back mining. So this is really good for Euphoria, aka Claudine, and he can just continue the game, so to say. Well, yeah, when a Zerg player survives a drop, then they can just breathe again and continue the game, continue where they stopped. They can add more hatcheries, get some more drop defense. And as time passes, the chance is getting higher to win the game as a Zerg. Oh my, this drop is just going right inside the Hydras. This this wasn't the perfect. Okay, well, okay, nicely done there. That's a nice catch. So Claudie wanted to dodge anyway, even though he stopped this drop because he saw pTm dropping units. He still wanted to dodge. So, and you know, I wouldn't say it's a wrong move, because it isn't. As some Protoss players tend to just leave like one extra Templar in another shuttle, and then, well, they do the drop and then still have one Templar in another shuttle, And if that shuttle survives, they just surprisingly unload that Templar and do a storm. So well, he wanted to be sure, but pTm managed to catch most of his drones. Right, so the Scourge are ready and they are waiting here. It's also nice, so they act as live drop defense for the Zerg. It's really hard to... So once the shuttle gets close to these guys, then basically it's a suicide for the shuttle, because of course you have to have the best micro to be able to survive. So I will say that Claudine is alright at the moment, even though he got dropped. This supply you guys see is totally fine, it's totally okay. Okay, so 2 more Stargates. Well, yeah, he badly needs those Stargates to be able to produce Corsairs who can help him with the drops. But right now these shuttles are coming from the top, and Claudine is reacting well. He's sending the Hydras, and that's it. So the Templar was killed. He managed to unload that Templar, but the Mitarisks and the Hydras shot him dead, so this drop didn't work out as well. And now this supply is really good for Claudine, and well, he won't really have problems winning this game. He handled the drops very well, and now he can focus on just getting big and go on an attack. It will be a bit early, of course, and he won't do that, but once the extra hatches are ready and the newer spores as a drop defense are built, then he can consider just coming out soon. Right now he's just adding some more drones and getting his economy up, adding hatcheries and so on. On the other hand, pTm needs to continue dropping, because otherwise he doesn't have a chance winning the game. Especially that Claudine already has 1-1 upgrades, and pTm doesn't have upgrades yet, only just 1 attack upgrade. I will rather just get some 2 or 3, yeah, or get some reavers and break the choke with them, because these units now will go down without well, effect. But right now this big drop is coming inside. There are lots of Corsairs and lots of shuttles. Okay, I'm really not sure about this. So okay, I'm not sure. Like, is he using Templars or just? I mean, is he using Zealots or just Templars? I mean, dropping, because when the drop comes inside, I only hear the death of the Templar. So unloading 1 Templar is totally useless. But okay, never mind. So this drop didn't work out as well. And right now Guardians are also available as a drop defense, and this is exactly the thing I was referring to in one of the games I commented. It was the game between Claudine and Yanokuni, where I was talking about the drop defense, which race can have the best drop, drop defense, and I mentioned Zerg, and just because of this. So Scourge, Spore Colonies, Hydras, Sunkens, Guardians, Lurkers, and that's it. I mean, like, this is the dream drop defense that and it's just impossible to drop in these conditions. So yeah, absolutely, Zerg player can have the best drop defense, and of course you need time for this. You cannot have this immediately, of course. So you have to reach this point. You can be dropped until that, especially early in the game, but once this defense is ready, then it's very hard to drop. Okay, but this time pTm managed to find a weak spot in the defense, so he dodged the Scourge, he dodged the Spores, and Ali didn't really have lurkers here, so this was his only chance to do the drop. Okay. Drones now will be remade, and oh, okay, so these two drones just wanted to escape, but they are dead, so they couldn't fulfill their dreams and just escape from home, you know, and starting a new life. Right now these goons and zealots are trying to attack, but of course the Sunkens are enough to stop them. Poor zealots also tasted that storm. They forgot their umbrellas, so they died fast. Alright, so Ellie is close to have a great drop defense again, or a full drop defense, so lots of lurkers, guardians, some Sunkens, so he should be fine against drops. Now he just has to focus on the choke and make sure the pTm is not able to enter his base. Alright, 111 upgrade now. And 2 attack upgrade on the air units. It's nice. It's very useful. New airdrop is now prepared. Scourges were moved down a bit, so well, now, yeah, this is the situation that can be a bit hard for the Protoss player. Right now he's coming inside and the Scourges are reacting. Let's see if the Scourge managed to kill that shuttle. Okay, now he unloaded a Zealot as well, and the Templar was unloaded only after the Zealot, but as I mentioned, this drop defense is just really hard to cope with, and as soon as the units are unloaded, they are killed by the Guardians and the Lurkers, so no chance. Like you have to have the quickest reflexes ever, and but it's still it's like impossible, close to impossible, of course. So the guys are maxed out, and basically Aliforia has all his supplies next to his main, so all his units are here defending. So he's maxed out, and basically it just looks like as if he doesn't have an army, but he has near his main. It's very hard for the Protoss, because if the drops do not work out, then they don't have a chance to win against the maxed out Zerg player. So they have to find out something big. This is the phase of the game when they have to forget ground units and do or make tech units, so to say. So Corsairs, Reavers, and Templars. Basically, these are the 3 units that, if used well, can win against Zerg. So Storms, of course, can kill every unit. Corsairs can kill Guardians, and Reavers can kill Hydras. So you need to work well, and it's very hard to do. It's really hard to maneuver with these units, because you have to select Templars to cast Storm. You have to make sure Corsairs do not get in touch with Hydras and so on. But if controlled well, then these units can win against the Zerg, of course. Okay, so Claudine is just coming outside, but these Guardians are in a trouble against these Corsairs, and right now these goons are attacking the base of Claudine, who has to defend. But these Guardians and these Sunkens will be enough, of course, to live through this attack. More and more hatcheries are now added. A nice drop. It will be really beneficial, sorry, for Claudine, because pTm doesn't really have a drop defense. Also, if she sent like 10 Mutalisks, then he could just cause some problems there, but he doesn't do this, and uses lurkers now to attack, and it's really good for him, as pTm lost his observer. He had an observer here, but it was lost. So right now these lurkers have a free kills, and all those goons are going down. And now this is a supply you don't want to see as a Protoss player against a Zerg one. So well, this is the end of the game, and or close to the end, basically, because Claudine is able to remax very fast, and without observer he has to rely on storms to be able to take down the lurkers. And also these Guardians are not joining the attack. He just has to take these closer to the Hydras, because these Corsairs are killing them quite fast. Overlord arrived as well, just to be safe for DTs. And right now these 4 Guardians are protected by the Hydras until they are killed by the Zealots, but I just had to click on that lurker just to go down, so it was like as if I was controlling that. He was standing there lonely, and yeah. I was just worried for him, and then I clicked, and that's it. So right now this game will finish, and Claudine managed to survive the drops, get big, and then of course win the game. Free upgrades are also nice, and there is one upgrade on the defense for the air units. That's it. GG.